Faders of the Lost Art.
Welcome to another episode of Faders of the Lost Art. We are here live at NAMM 2025, Cloud Mike's booth. Big shout out to Cloud Mike's. Thank you for hosting us.
Thank you.
I am honored and blessed to be joined here by some of the heavyweights, some of the world's greatest talent, some of the young up-and-comers that are actually shaping the music that we're listening to today. To my left, I have Jamey Z, powerhouse behind Slate, came up in Chungking Studios, Busta, Wu-Tang, endless credits. This guy's a genius. Watch some of his videos if you haven't. To my right, I have the legendary Ben Thomas. He doesn't know he's legendary, but he is. He's held highly regarded in many circles, currently working with Pharrell. He's worked with Lil Uzi. He's working with Lil Yachty, Friday, on and on and on. I don't need to continue because excellence speaks for itself. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey,
Thank you
Faders.
for the good intro, man. Favorite new plugin? I mean, I have been liking Pro Q4.
Yo, that thing just came out.
Yeah,
I
I have been liking it.
What's your secret sauce on the Pro Q4?
I really like I guess it's the new dynamic mode.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact term for it, but how it's kind of I think it's like the spectral dynamic mode. So I'm here for that.
That's surgical.
Yeah.
That's surgical. What about you?
All right, don't want to give this one up. I watched all of your shows. So as soon as Bob Horn was talking about Black Box and the oven, I copped all your guys' favorite plugins. So I love this portion of the show. But you guys gave me the Black Box, so I'm going to give you this new one. It's called Fission.
Fission.
From Eventide. PH.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've seen it.
So it's just like Split EQ,
Uh-huh.
which would be my other one if no one's messing with Split EQ.
Yes. Split EQ from Eventide.
It's crazy. So this is Split EQ, but with modulation effects, chorus,
What?
phaser. So you can treat your transient with a different effect than what happens to like the more subtle stuff in the back.
What?
Fission, yo, crazy. Takes a lot of CPU. So you got to commit it. Once you find the sound, commit the sound, bro.
That's a good idea. I was going to say use it sparingly, but committing it is even better.
Actually,
old school.
I have another answer now that I thought about it.
Talk to us.
A brand new plugin called Split S.
Oh,
And it's
the de-esser?
it's the best de-esser I've ever
Okay.
used because it's splitting the frequency, so it's splitting the S frequencies out, and then you can reduce them. But it's the most natural de-esser that you can use aggressively. Yeah, it's the best one I've used.
Is it
for sure.
transient based like Split EQ?
No.
Where it's separate? Okay.
No, it just splits the S's. Like
Okay.
you don't even set a frequency. It analyzes it, figures out what the S's are, and you can reduce them.
All
It's
right.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
Well, I hate S's, dude.
We all do.
With a passion. But S's are...
Don't go too crazy.
Yeah, if you duck an S too much, you're going to get a lisp.
Exactly. And that's why I like this plugin, because I feel like I can duck it a lot without getting the lisp.
Yeah,
Yeah, split
it's
S.
there's a fine line, and it's hard to hear sometimes depending on the source material.
Yeah.
But you can get a lisp, and it's funny. Anyways, some of your favorite vocal chains.
I mean, I'm the type of person, I don't care, right?
Okay.
Like I think that's the world I came up in, right? I came up recording songs in basements and hotel rooms and bedrooms and stuff. So I don't care.
You're
It's
saying
just
for
clean.
tracking?
Yeah.
So
Tracking
okay,
chain or mixing chain?
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever works. So like, let's bounce to you, Ben. So let's say you're in a less than ideal situation. You have an SM7B and a laptop.
Yeah.
What kind of things are you doing to put yourself on edge?
My main thing is trying to get the gain just right, where I almost want it to be a little bit lower, because I want the artist to be encouraged to get as close to the mic as possible.
Gotcha.
Like that's whenever we're in a less than ideal environment, that's my thing, is I'm trying to keep them as close to the mic as possible.
Okay.
So that we're not picking up as much of the room.
Makes sense.
Right. So even if that means I bring their vocal down a little bit in their headphones to encourage them to stay right here on the mic.
It's a mind
Gotcha.
trickery right
Always,
there.
yeah.
Some Jedi mind tricks. Nice. What about you?
Well, I do think that's why I love hip hop, because hip hop love to get up on the mic,
Yeah.
but that brings out the proximity effect,
Correct.
which is why some of those hip hop vocals sound so fat, you know.
Right.
But if it's a singer, it's like, yo, you need to back off because you're about to blow up my mic right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do miss the days of having a nice studio where I can have a couple compressors in line just to keep my recording level, static. But I've tried all the mics, and I know it's biased because I work for Slate, but working on a new album, and I've did most of the vocals with that Slate VMS, bro.
Yes.
And that thing is so clean. And then after everyone leaves, you just run through, try all the different mics.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy sounds good on the 251. Oh, that's the C800. I know the painstaking length Steven went to check,
Yes.
and the serial numbers he was renting about the U47s and the Blackbird pack. So I know it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe it's old technology. It's like, yo, that VMS.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Countless studios, countless studio owners are like, yeah, we have just the VMS. Like, don't judge us because of the price range, but it does the job.
Why do we always have to caveat it with that when we're using equipment that, like, it's not the most expensive? Like, oh, don't judge me, but I use our compressor. Like, why can't we just use what we want to use?
I mean, listen,
here's my caveat.
Because we do, but the general public
wants the trademarks.
Exactly.
And,
they want the Gucci's and the Louis, you know what I mean? And they want to know that the Gucci's and the Louis are on their record, you know? So there's a little bit of that.
I would say there is a workflow issue, because if we go to a studio and you record with my VMS and I put the plugin on and you take the session home and you don't have the plugin, you're going to be like, what was the engineer doing? What are these vocals?
Right.
So maybe, again, commit it.
Right.
Yeah. You're in the studio. Hey, you know what worked well on you? It was the crazy ribbon mic, or it was the weird, U47 or FET47
with the very Z, just changing the impedance on it a little bit.
So when you find it, commit it.
I appreciate what you're saying though, because like we need to commit more. I feel like one of the things for people who came up, and I am one of these people, right? I've never worked on a tape machine. The first version of Pro Tools I used was version 11, right?
Nice.
So nice. Yeah, so
I'm not too far behind.
I think that a lot of people from my era and younger are scared to commit because they never explored a world. They never lived in a world where you had to commit.
Yeah.
They didn't live in a world where like we have to use this outboard gear and that's the sound. And I'm like, don't be scared to commit to the sound, Then
you know what the artist leaves with. You're not going to be surprised when you hear the mix and you're like, yo, that's not what the vocals sounded like. So,
and to add on to what you're saying, I actually try a lot of those presets on regular mics, even without. I know it's not the general use, but a lot of us do some pretty crazy stuff. So I actually go and I scroll through sometimes if I'm like, man, I wish this singer used a different mic altogether, right? Or you're like, man, what were they doing? I don't know what happened, but I just start scrolling through presets on that, and then it's like, whoa, one of them hits, and it's like, yo, I don't know what it's doing. It's not right, but that sounds good.
Yeah,
dope.
You gotta commit, man. You gotta not be scared to commit the plugins. Like whenever I send a session out, I commit everything, and then I'll leave. Like if it's a lead vocal aux, I'll leave an uncommitted version, but I'll commit. Yeah, like I send both.
How easy is that? Here's the drive. But here's what the artist liked.
If there's any tuning, I commit it, and I'm not sending you the untuned versions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm committing it.
Okay, great segue. Favorite auto-tune settings. I won't ask you any specific artist, but just...
The 20 and 20 is my start for singers. So 20 on the retune, 20 on the humanize. And then for rappers, it's either 5 on the retune and 20 on the humanize, or 5 on the retune and 0 on the humanize.
And you go in, like, they put on the mic, they put on the headphones, get on the mic, and those settings are already dialed in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if it's a new artist, you're starting them right there.
I'm starting them there. And
if they don't like it, okay.
Yeah, I'd rather start them there with the tune on than have to put it on after. Most people, that's what they want to hear at this point. Yep. And what's crazy is, like, with a lot of artists and writers now, they'll come in and they'll tell you what they want, which is super dope.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be like, I want it, like, 5 and 8 and the track, like they know, and I'm like, because so many people are recording themselves. I'm like, hey,
me personally, I actually encourage most artists that I work with to develop or keep track of their vocal track,
take a picture of the recall and then come to our studio and this is what you like,
right?
Cool.
And then and from there you can see, okay, the next time you go to the studio, is it better, is it worse, can you somehow implement some of these things, because a lot of these artists don't know or don't care. And, but if we can help educate them a little bit, session by session, it'll just kind of spread like wildfire. And like you said, it'll be a trend. We got to start the trend of like, yo, what's your auto-tune settings? Like every artist has their own numbers and shit.
I don't care. Like, I think I've gotten to the point where I've tried to remove as much of my ego from this as possible.
Right.
I don't care. Like, I've retired from this idea of like, what's quote unquote right and wrong. Like, if this is what you like, Cool.
Right.
Like, I don't care. Yeah.
There's no rules on taste. I had a grandma who liked to eat her boogers.
Except for me.
Talk to me.
You come into my studio, you're not getting no AutoTune, bro.
Yeah, you just classic. You're
gonna do it 10 times in a row, and then maybe I'll Melodyne, or maybe we'll use some Waves Tune. Like with Shaggy, a lot I'd use Waves Tune. And then when we did the Sting record with Shaggy that won the Grammy, we did I was just Melodyning Sting's vocals, but where you're just nudging here and there.
Right.
But you get rid of all that like auto wobble.
Yeah.
But I will say if you perform with the AutoTune, that's a little different for certain people. Yeah. And artists will come in and I'd throw on the AutoTune EFX because for the latency back in the day.
That's the best one.
That's the one. It's still the one.
It's still
but you got to find your key, and then a lot of songs that I like to do, sometimes it's not in an exact key. Where hey, during the bridge it slowly modulates to a different key. Right. So now your AutoTune settings aren't going to work. I'm gonna have to automate it. So it's like.
So what do you do? Because I've actually found myself in that situation.
You got to have two different AutoTunes on.
Cut it.
And then bypass or switch them to the
That's
other.
the best way to do it. Yeah.
One thing I learned from Josh Goodwin was just chop it, put on a new track. Chop it, put on a new track. Treat it different.
But at this point, I've heard too much AutoTune. Where I'd rather hear you sing out of tune than hear the wobble.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think for me, I just work in a slightly different world where like I work in a world where we're recording to 2 tracks that are very sample based, very loop based. So they are in a set key. And I think the AutoTune, I look at it almost like guitar distortion in the 70s. Like this, it's just a part of the sound.
Yeah.
And so it's like, a lot of these artists have never heard them, because I think with a lot of younger rappers and singers and stuff, they didn't come from a world where they were like performing at open mics and doing that stuff. Like they came from a recording world, so they probably never heard themselves without AutoTune before. Yeah. So like that's how they. I'm a little
anti-quantize, anti-AutoTune. I would rather hear out of time, off beat, out of tune, because Bob Dylan, this guy couldn't sing out of a paper box.
Yeah,
But imagine putting AutoTune on him, it would be, oh man. But there's no rules.
For me, it's like if all of the music that if all of the music in the beat was made in the computer and it's perfectly in tune, all of a sudden we're putting vocals that aren't.
Right.
It's
gonna stick out.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say a trick for background vocals though, because there is an issue you guys will know with phase, where if things are too perfectly in tune, they start to phase out.
True.
So for background vocals, especially, I kind of like to leave them a little out because it's kind of like putting a little widener, pitch shifter.
Yeah.
On backgrounds, for sure, it's actually the opposite, right? Like you said, you want things to be different. You want things to be out because that dissonance is actually what causes the harmonics.
You got to leave the backgrounds a little loose, whether it's loose in timing or loose in pitch. Yeah, I agree.
I wanted to just add about using AutoTune. It's almost like tuning a guitar. Like, your guitar is amazing, but you still tune it every time. And I know there's the other school of thought, which is like, well, why don't you practice and tune your actual real voice? But it's not necessarily always like that because you can't just like hit every G and hit every F. Or whatever,
guitars, the thing with the guitars is cool is the further you go up the neck, actually, stuff starts to change in tune just because the G sounds good up here.
Right.
So there is a little variance, but also the kids coming up, their ears are so in tune, but I don't know, man. I would like to.
I know it's.
And there's also the variance in the guitar based on like the temperature of the room and stuff with the wood and how the humidity in the room can warp the wood and change the tuning as well.
I appreciate bends because when a singer goes, la, I love when Aretha Franklin bends a note.
Right, and AutoTune will absolutely destroy that.
There's no bending.
There's no vibrato setting you could do to keep that natural. There's none.
But it's a time and a way, and a producer with the taste, mostly they know all everything we're saying, so they'll say like, maybe not this song,
right, or this cut just
bypass it here, right, so it doesn't ruin that bend.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually genius. I need to do that more. So sometimes we were talking about aha moments earlier with BZ, and sometimes it's those things that it's like, oh, I got to use that. I know about that, but I just forget to use it all the time.
Yep.
So that's cool. So if you had 5 plugins to mix a whole record, what would that be? Jamie, we'll start with you.
Oh man, you start with me? All right. Kind of my new joint is the Massenburg EQ.
Okay, the 5.
The 5. I'm putting on everything. It was Black Friday. I bought that joint. It's mad expensive.
It is.
But I also know that
Massenburg, that boy is nice.
That I also know that I'm differentiating myself that hey, my EQ is a little bit different, so maybe it may add something.
Hats off to George. No, that EQ is next level.
So we got to go with that. You need the de-esser, which I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Let's say the Massey.
Top 2, if you don't have a favorite. A lot of people's favorite is the Massey.
That Massey, because then you get the,
I like the mix
wet,
now.
dry.
I like the mix. Yeah.
And then you need some kind of harmonics, something in there.
Saturator. What's your favorite saturator? Hit it.
Let's go like decapitator.
Okay. And then old school. What's your favorite letter? What's your favorite letter at the bottom?
The triode, I think. T.
T. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we need some compressor. I'm gonna have to go with that Arouser Empirical Labs.
Yeah, the OG.
Because then you could put the sidechain EQ right for what you want to compress. So it's like, and then plus he has the what's the LA2A mode that he has?
Opto.
He has the opto modes. Like that sucker's a beast. And then you got to parallel into something harsh. Like I won't put R-Vocals right on it, but then like R-Vocals, you need something to keep those vocals in your face the whole time. So a parallel R-Vocals or parallel omnipressor, something heavy.
Dope.
Put that up.
Heck yeah. And I'm going to, while we're on Sound Toys, I want to shout out the CEQ, SIE-EQ.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sleeper. It's a
I
sleeper.
remember when it came out for free. That's when I got it.
Yo.
Yeah, it was free at one point.
Yes.
Ooh.
And they usually give out a free plugin at NAMM, so keep your eyes peeled. Ben.
5 plugins. I'm going to take a slightly different approach. I'm going to take an approach where I'm going to pick plugins that I can use for multiple things.
Okay.
So, like, for instance, I know one of them is going to be Echo Boy for me because I know that I can use Echo Boy for delay, chorus, and reverb.
Yep.
Yes,
right. I can use it for all 3. So I definitely am going to do that. I'll probably take for my EQ. I'll probably take a Pro Q just for
Can't beat the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. So that's 2. Compression. I've really been into the Neutron compressor lately.
Yeah, that's a
But the
sleeper
Neutron
too.
3.
Wait,
not the 4.
Isotope?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
people get it confused with the.
Like the Ozone one or.
There's a Neutron and then there's another one with an N. I always get them confused myself, as I am right now.
Yeah. No, the Neutron compressor has been really nice for me, and I really like that. If you click on the lightning bolt, it goes to 0 latency.
Oh, wow.
Which is really nice. So I'll go with that. Harmonics, I really like Taupe.
Taupe, yeah. I call it Taupe too.
Yeah.
Acoustica?
No, not the one from Acoustica.
Oh.
From Good Hurts.
My fault.
Yeah, Taupe from Good Hurts.
Nice.
Yeah, it's half tape, half tube. So that's like
That's
my go-to.
dope.
I feel like I can
all
push
right.
it, but I can also get very subtle. So I'll go with that. And then I'm gonna go with Gold Clip for my master because
Word.
I gotta have Gold Clip on the
Gold
master.
Clip.
Yeah. So those are the 5. If we're not including like, because the 5 don't include like specific like a vocal line or like an RX. If we're not including those types of things in there,
Right. No. So let's see if I can hit one. I could literally mix a whole record with a Pro Q because of the compression and the shine
Dynamic,
and whatever
yeah.
you could add to curves and stuff. But let's just throw that out the window because everyone, right?
Yep.
So
Okay, so we're throwing then for my EQ to give me the SSL channel strip.
there you
But
go.
the one from SSL.
SSL, yes.
Yeah, the one from SSL.
That's
The
bro,
native
the drum
channel.
strip, all their stuff, their X comp, their shit's crazy. Go check that out too. So there's a little plugin called, this is one of mine, and I don't usually just throw sauce out there, but Jamey came on and he gave us some heat.
Yeah.
And he had that tucked, and you could tell he didn't want to release that, but he released it on y'all. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of my sauce, something I don't talk about a lot, and
All
that
right.
is the Fire Cobra by United Plugins. It's a
Whoa.
saturator, compressor,
Oh,
has a little bit of oversampling, a little bit of transient. You know, so it's like what?
everything you
You
need
could
right
drive.
there.
It's got little tube things. I don't even know if it's really dry. You know, you could drive it. It just, man, that thing is sheesh.
Oh, all right.
So that's my saturation. EQ. My secondary go-to EQ is like shelfy stuff, like Toltecs for some reason, like, and the CEQ, like the weird stuff like that. You know, like so. What's next? Compression, R comp, or even, yeah, let's go with R comp.
Yeah. Why not?
And
Why
for you know what, I take that back. For EQ, I'm gonna go with Pensado EQ because a lot of you guys don't know that EQ is a lot of our favorite EQ points all in one plugin. So it's like our favorite hardware top end from 3 different hardwares.
Yep.
Our favorite mid range from that plugin over there. Our 1.5K from that plugin over there. And, you know, so on and so forth. So every frequency is from either a plugin, a piece of hardware, or something that we sample. And if you know Acoustica stuff, it's all whatever sample based. So,
what about those RComp settings, though?
Those RComp settings.
Because that's the
3. I'm usually like trying to do like 3-to-1 ratio vibes, you know. For those of you that don't know and haven't followed Davey P for a while, the Dave Pensado has some presets on there called Rap Squash and Rap Squash 12 dB. Those are sleeper presets right there. Sleepers.
Yep.
Like literally, if I go sometimes into a studio that I don't know, it's like this Apollo's all tweaked out and just like random like woofers blown out and it's like all messed up. I'll just go and like throw up Pensado's presets and build a little vocal chain like that. You know, it's like
because that RComp has so many different sounds in it. So and everyone's got their little.
It's hard, and it's
then
like
there's the modes and stuff.
If you don't know what you're listening to, like I was saying, like I go into a totally shit studio, you don't know what you're listening to. You're just kind of like helping out guests, whatever, and you just throw up the settings. You know for sure you can't lose on those. That Rap Squash is one of those.
Okay.
What else am I missing? Master Bus stuff. God Particle. Shout out my boy Jason Joshua. Let's go. God Particle.
But what about getting that vocal in your face? That little extra oomph to just
so my
slam it.
saturation
is
what
was it called again? Fireball?
Fire Cobra by United Plugins.
Good name.
Yeah. Watch this episode back. Run it back one time to get that. That's like I said. That's one of my special sauces that I haven't really brought out the cuff yet. So. Anywho,
there we go. That's what I came here for.
It's been.
I want those Nico sleeper.
Hot, bro. It's hot. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. It's been an amazing show. I think we gave y'all quite a bit to chew on and go experiment with. Once again, thank you so much, Ben, Jamie. Legends in the game right here. Y'all keep up with them if you haven't already. And I appreciate you for tuning in. Big shout out to Cloud Mics. We out.
Don't forget to share, comment, like, and subscribe. And see you next time on Faders of the Lost Art.